Our working relationship, I thought, started off like any new relationship with a client and an agent, or a client and a realtor, or a client and anyone in the sales profession. So there was some I don't know, barriers we had to just kind of go through and
Guarded.
Yep, and then take those down, and then once we got kind of peeled that back, and we got to know you and you got to know us, I think we gelled quickly and we got on the same page quickly. You understood our personality, you understood our needs, you picked up on that stuff quickly, and was able to address concerns because of that. So I think our working relationship developed quickly, and it turned into much more than that, which we can talk about later. I'm sure you'll have questions about that, but it turned into much more than just a working relationship, into more of a friendship. But it started off like anything else, but then it developed into something I think that was really strong, and there was a trust there that happened quickly too.
Would you say that you are skeptical by nature?
Yes, I am. Was that a loaded question? Was that like a specific question for me?
No, I just remember the sunglasses and the arms folded across your chest, and you were playing poker. There was nothing emoting from you at all.
I am skeptical, and I didn't think for obvious reasons, but you were able to work through that and not let that scare you away, so to speak. So you picked up on that, but you addressed the concerns. You addressed my concerns, and slowly and it went away, obviously. So it was a good thing. But
what one thing may I have done that stood out, that was more important either to you or your family, or was there anything in particular?
I think it was more than just one thing, where I was able to let my guard down and just trust you and want to work with you, because you knew I came from that industry, from the title and escrow side, and I saw and heard of horror stories of working with agents or people getting taken advantage of, and I was just wanting to make sure that my wife and I and our family was not going to get taken advantage through this system. And we needed help. We needed, in the process, we didn't want to be taken advantage of, but we needed the help. And what stuck out the most is when we met, you never brought up like, okay, so let's get you pre-approved and let's go look at a house. You never did that. It was, okay, what are your concerns? What are your questions? What can I do to address your needs? And you spent a lot of your own time and energy with having a meeting with us, without even discussing, okay, are you guys going to sign the dotted line and become my clients? Let's get this ball rolling. It was none of that. You addressed all of our concerns. You answered every question that we had. I think multiple meetings before we even got to that bridge or across that road of, okay, yeah, let's start looking at houses, or let's get financing going or whatever. So I think the fact that you could see the long-term investment in our relationship and working together, and knew that at some point, at the end of the day, you had to make a sale, and so you knew long-term that would eventually happen, but you put in the effort of building our trust and working on a relationship with us, and making sure that we knew we could trust you, and that everything was going to work out and be okay. You worked on that first before you worked on selling us, and so I appreciated that.
Now, you've referred me more than once, and my next question is, what would you tell somebody, or what have you told somebody in regards to working with me?
Well, that is true. I have referred you more than once, and I did that because of the experience, because of who you are and what you did for us. I referred you because you're not just good at what you do, but you're great. You take it to another level. You're a true professional in your field. From your customer service to your knowledge on the loan side to your knowledge on the real estate side. But I think mostly it's the trust. We trusted you, and I think moving forward, with anyone going into this, into buying a house, it's the most exciting time of your life, but it's the most stressful time of your life. They need someone to get them through that journey, and you did it. You went up and above and beyond your Call of Duty as far as what you do as an agent, and I couldn't repay that for what you did for us. So the only way I thought that I could repay you is to give you referrals. And so that's the reason why you would think I was getting, that I was an agent. I would bring up the conversation with people, oh, you just moved here, do you need to buy a house, are you looking? I have a guy. I always started off with, I have a guy. And I've given your cell phone out or your card out so many times I've lost count. But it's because I feel like that's what I can do to repay you for how well you took care of us.
You know, I get way more out of it than you do, right? And I don't mean from the standpoint of you referring anybody, but being in a position to help somebody who wants to be helped. Mm-hmm. I get way more out of being able to do that than I always feel that somebody else gets out of that.
If you put yourself in like the buyer's position, having somebody who, like yourself, be there for him is enormous. Yeah. Especially in the world we live in, where it's so hard to find somebody who's trustworthy.
People need their hand held through this process.
Yeah, they do, definitely, when it's not what we do for a living.